We can go ahead and get started. So I am Nikki Gandhi. I'm CRIO's community manager. I oversee CRIO's partners program and also the recently launched badge program, which is what we're going to be discussing today. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Everybody can see that. So let's jump right into what CRIO badges are. So they stand as visual markers that highlight your site's achievements and status as a CRIO powered site. So when you add them to things like your marketing materials and industry facing items, they can demonstrate your, commitment to cutting edge research practices and regulatory compliance and operational efficiency. So for example, we have two badges. We have the eSource badge and the medical record API badge. And so the eSource badge recognizes sites that are using CRIO's eSource to streamline their workflows. And the medical record API badge showcases integration with CRIO's medical records API to enhance patient data sharing and recruitment processes. So in all, these badges represent trust and credibility and can really help differentiate your site in a rather competitive landscape that we have today. So to be eligible to display and utilize these CRIO badges, you have to be an active eSource and or medical record API CRIO site user. So let's go into why these badges matter. So they can help build credibility. So it can establish trust with sponsors, CROs, and patients even because it's showcasing your site's use of innovative and compliant technology. They can enhance your visibility, so help your site stand out in your industry marketing and help your site be the preferred choice even for some stakeholders, so like sponsors and CROs. Attract sponsors again, so highlight your site's operational excellence, make you more appealing for new studies, and engage patients also. So that's an important one that you may not have thought of perhaps with the CRIO badge is it can be helpful in engaging patients and think about it. If patients might be apprehensive about joining clinical trials, they may not know about them and you're looking to recruit a new audience, they're more likely to join a trial if they see that your site is committed to secure and compliant practices. So, whether it's on marketing materials or during sponsor discussions, the badges can really emphasize your site's high standards in clinical research. So how do we access these badges? So I am going to go right here into our CRIO Help Center. Hopefully everyone can see that. And I'm going to this question mark to get to the Help Center. Resources tab here, and you'll go to the badge program. And here are the guidelines for the badge program. So once you read through them, just look at how to display them and use them. And then right here, you can download each badge, the one that's relevant to your site. If you're using both, feel free to use both on any of your marketing, your site's marketing material, or we're going to go through a few really good examples in a minute. But here is the way to get to the download for the CRIO badges. It's as simple as that. Now let's go into a few examples of how to use your CRIO badge. So all of these examples are completely fake sites and fake materials, but they just show, they are showing what examples, your sites could use to display your badges. So here is New Horizons Research Group, and they are displaying the CRIO badge, the medical record API badge right there in the bottom right corner of their homepage. So that can be really helpful, again, if you're trying to recruit a new patient audience, or if you have, a clinical research wing or a clinical research, that's part of this whole practice, then in the join a clinical trial there in blue, to have this medical record API badge, at least it is a talking point, for sites to for patients might come ask you what that badge means, and that can start the conversation about clinical trials and, further kind of put the trust, engage the trust with the patient. So that's a good way that you can use the badge. You can use it on any tab, of your website. So another page is if you have an ethics page on your website, that could be a good place to put the badge. Moving on to email signatures. So this is an example of, a director of clinical operations at a site that is confirming a PSV with a CRA. So this is, a very common example, that, a very common thing that sites are doing, right, or to gain studies, are interacting with the CRAs, and honestly, any point of contact from the sponsor or CRA, for monitoring visits, what have you. So this person, Sally Smith, has displayed the badges here in her signature. Just another way, no matter who she is communicating with in the industry via email, they're seeing, time and time again that your site is indeed Core Health. This fake site here is indeed a CRIO user. So that can, again, spark conversation or just reassure, the trust. And especially before a PSV, it's nice to kind of showcase that to the CRA that's going to come do your PSV. Another one is in patient recruitment landing pages, digital ads or campaigns. So yet again, another this is a physician's website, and so they have a lot of patient traffic, right? And you want to encourage patients to see if they're eligible to join a clinical trial. So here's a landing page, and here in the bottom left corner, we have the medical record API badge being displayed here, and a little blurb. Again, it's very helpful to kind of put a little blurb next to these badges, just to kind of explain a little more about why they are important, maybe a one sentencer. So this says CRIO Power Technology ensures a secure and compliant patient experience. So that's really, again, going to help gain that patient's trust in your practice and in clinical research, whether they're new or a returning patient. It might, again, most importantly, be a talking point, and they may bring it up to the site staff. Hey, what is this? And that can really build, the trust and build your patient community overall. Community-facing flyers and brochures. So here's a brochure that might be, posted on community boards, coffee shops, libraries, and that blue CRIO badge here in the middle. Ask us about our currently enrolling clinical trials. And then in this pink brochure here, there's two CRIO badges at the bottom of the page that says we're CRIO powered. So again, this is more patient facing, right? So just a conversation starter, or just a very official stamp of approval, or a way to showcase that you are indeed committed to compliant practices, and that when they're giving you their medical history or letting you, signing a release for medical records, that they can feel confident that you are, using compliant practices to gather their info, and it can just give them peace of mind. So just, again, this is a really low lift but high reward way that you can really enhance your site's credibility, visibility. Moving on to social media. So here you can see in the banner the two badges that are displayed, and then Dynamic Life is committed to research excellence. So another way, to kind of display a very certified and official, badge that is showing, again, your commitment to research excellence and high standards. So that is another way on social media that can be used. In the banner, it can also be a post, many different ways. It's up to you how you want to use it. You can also consult with me at crio.partners@clinicalresearch.io. And again, I will, in our follow-up email, which everyone will get that has attended this webinar today, we'll have my email. Feel free to consult with me on on the ways that your badge can be used and to leverage it in a way that can help your site. It can also be used. So if your site attends conferences like SCRS, Magi, industry conferences like that, and if you do have a booth, or if you don't have a booth, maybe you're walking around and you may have flyers, that you're going to give, maybe not flyers, but a copy of, your white paper or a packet that you're going to give when you connect to a sponsor or a CRO. Or you may have a standalone booth. Whatever it may be, in those scenarios, here you can see if you do have a standalone booth, there are two CRIO badges in the bottom right-hand corner. Again, conversation starters, whether it's here or in, again, like a brochure for a CRO or sponsor at a conference. Again, conversation starter, right? And can really just start that, you know, conversation of what your workflows look like, how you are, collecting data and kind of can already set the stage for the standard that your site is at, which I think can be very helpful. Again, very low lift to just add those. Maybe you reach out to your marketing person. If you don't have a marketing person, then whoever is in charge of just creating those documents, very easy to just download, like I showed you earlier from the help center, one of those badges, and just stick it on to as many portions of your collateral as you would like. And internal training and onboarding materials. So maybe you're a site that is really sifting through those clinical research coordinators or even PIs or sub-Is. So this is a great way to kind of show them, maybe it can put a stop to the turnover of clinical research coordinators when you can show them this CRIO badge and, again, a conversation starter or discussion point on your slide that's saying, hey, you're going to get a really good experience here as a research coordinator because of the compliant practices that we're using. So you're going to get a great taste of research. You're going to get to review medical records, and you're going to get to, maybe this is a CRC that wants to eventually go to med school or something. This is a great way to show them that you are going to get a fulfilling experience, especially, in research, but also in the medical field. You're going to gain some really good skills here because we are using CRIO. Same thing with PIs and sub-Is to kind of reassure them that, hey, we are a good institution to work with because we are committed to a high standard of research. So again, just different things you can add to your internal training materials. And here, like I mentioned earlier, is a sponsor CRO proposal or just a brochure that you can hand them. And then in your waiting room. So this is good for patients who are coming in. Again, a conversation starter, just a way to reassure while they're looking around the room that, hey, maybe they're apprehensive to go into this visit, but it's a great way to show that, hey, we are using compliant practices to, handle our research and to give you a better experience as a patient. Also good for when you have monitors that come in too. So, looks like we're at time here. Please do let me know. You'll get a follow-up email if you'd like to talk and if you'd like me to consult on your use of CRIO badges. Any questions here? Let me see. No? All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and you will get a follow-up email of this recording and also of my contact if you would like some more information or would like to consult about how to use these badges. Thanks. Oh, how can you use the badge? I have a few for those who want to stay on. How can you use the badge on social media? So here is an example of the social media. So you can add it to the banner here of this is a fake Facebook page, but to the banner, I would say is a really good one because that one isn't changing. So I would say add it to your Facebook banner page is a good way. Any other questions? All right. So these are PNG images with Yes, yes, that is correct. Yes. So here, when you go to, yep, these are PNG images right here with transparent backgrounds. Yep. Thanks, Eddie. All right. Thank you, everyone.